we're going to tell you some cruise tips. We've been traveling now for 34 cruises over the last 20 years. That's a long time, here, fellas.
Yes. Yes.
So we've learned a couple of things over time, haven't we?
Yes.
One thing we'll start off with is go to your location a day early. If you're traveling to Miami or wherever you're going, go a day early. Y'all have all seen recently all the air traffic delays, weather. And if you miss it, you miss the ship, you're done. We had one going on the last one. We were going a day early, but it was a 5-hour delay. So if we had waited to that morning, we could have missed the boat. We would have missed the boat.
And I had a friend recently who did that.
You did?
They went the same day, and they missed it.
They missed the boat.
Yep.
Man.
And when we first started cruising, we did it a couple of times.
Yeah, we had to admit before we kind of learned the first time, we'll just go the same day. We took a chance and we got lucky. But you did know somebody that actually missed the boat. So it happens. Excursion. We'll talk about excursion for a minute. When you book an excursion with Carnival, they know you're on that excursion. So if the excursion is late coming back, they'll wait for you. They know you're out. One time we got late back in Panama, I think it was, and we got back. We were the last. The ship waited, and we were the last ones. I was the last one because they looked at me and said, "Steve Andrews, how'd you know my name? You're the last one coming about." They pulled the
wasn't
gangway
our
up.
fault.
No, it wasn't our fault, but they knew we were on it. Now, if that was a private excursion, they might have left you. If it was a private excursion. So be careful about that. I'm not going to say we don't break the rule. We did recently go to a beach that wasn't on excursion, but we did a little research, make sure we got a taxi that knew we were going to be there to get us back. We made sure where we were at, and it was availability for public transportation. So if you do go to somewhere other than the cruise line, make sure that they're going to have you got a way to get back on time. So that's for
Leave
sure.
yourself enough time.
The ship was gracious this time in Nassau because they waited for 5 people.
They did.
Almost a half an
hour,
hour
right?
more.
So they do wait some a little bit, but they're not going to wait. They will leave you.
Right.
They will leave you.
Right.
So
Definitely.
when you wear all your jewelry to on your trip, take it all in the water and lose it all in the water. The Gigmaster will be there to get it. Just kidding, but you better be careful. Water does cause your fingers to shrink, cold water, and gets lubricated, so your rings and all will fall off. If you got waves is a big issue. People losing stuff. Glasses. I had 4 pair of glasses lost while I was at one of the beaches here recently. So waves knock everything off in your hands and everything. You fall. If it's calm water, you don't lose it much, but you still can lose it. You know, you're playing, jumping around, throwing balls, you lose it. So be careful.
Don't take your iPhone or whatever thing in the water.
I find iPhones in the water all the time, so definitely be careful about that.
Every stateroom has a safe where you can leave your jewelry.
Right,
So
that's
you
true.
don't have to take it with you.
Right.
You can leave it in the safe,
And
which
lock
is
it
what
up.
we do.
Right.
They
So
lock it up.
you lock it up, and it's perfectly fine.
Excellent. Your phone, when you're traveling, be careful with your phone. You need to keep it in non-roaming or airplane mode. Airplane mode. And or you can go and take the roaming off because you can get charged. You said recently you saw
we
one.
got charged for a couple of
Travel
days.
pass,
Yeah,
$12 a day.
Yeah.
So your phone's roaming, trying to find any outlet. If you're down somewhere in the Caribbean and boom, it hits one, your provider would charge you that roaming charge. So be careful about that. All right.
But they also have free Wi-Fi at these beaches.
A lot of
that
beaches
you
do
can
have
use.
free Wi-Fi.
They're not secure though, but you can use the free Wi-Fi and it connects automatically. You can download your email.
And you keep it on the airplane mode. That way it's not roaming.
Keep it on airplane mode.
So,
That's right.
okay. All right, we're going to get to a couple more things right now. All right, Vicky's going to give us a few tips right now. Let's do it.
This is about your travel insurance. If you have to cancel a trip due to illness, if you get back sick on board and had to be flown back, could cost tens of thousands. Our insurance on last cruise was $49 a person, so you should definitely get travel insurance.
We always get
It's
that.
cheap. Okay? Keep your travel documents safe. If you can use safe, you can use the safe in the room to lock up all your valuables, including your travel documents. We always put our passports in the safe.
Always.
But when we go on excursions, I take them in my bag. something could happen.
And that's the reason, if you broke your leg, you had to go to the hospital, or somehow, or you had an accident,
or the ship leaves you.
You got your passport, so
right.
we do take it with us when we're out on excursions.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Also, you should keep your medicine with you. If something happens and you don't get your bag or it gets delayed and it was in your regular suitcase, not so good if you need prescription medicine.
Yeah.
Always keep that in a bag with you. Okay? At home, we hold our mail.
Always.
Go online, put it in what day you leave, what day you're coming home, and it's perfect. We don't have to worry about a mailbox full of mail or asking a neighbor.
Or somebody stealing something from you.
Yeah.
Or you might have a friendly neighbor, who we do, I know,
yeah,
that collects our mail while we're gone, and vice versa. We collect their mail while they're gone.
That's a good way to do it.
Well, then if your mailbox fills up with mail, it's not good.
All right, let's hear from Margie a few tips. Get it, Margie.
Okay, we're going to talk about excursions. We try to book our excursions as early as possible. Sometimes it takes a while to decide what we want to do, but they book up early. They'll be sold out. If you've decided you want one, then book it as quickly as you can. And they have limited availability, so there's not always a lot of spaces in some of the excursions, and the better ones book up quickly. We've always had good excursions overall, so we, any of them are good, but some are just better, prettier beaches, that type of thing.
Right.
Or better, lunch, drinks included if you want that kind of stuff. And of course, all the prices vary on that. When you're out on an excursion or when you're on the ship, you use ship time. Always. Don't change your watch to the island time or anything like that, because the ship's always going to go on their time, which is the time from the port that you exited from. We left from Norfolk. We're still on Norfolk time. We stay on Norfolk time, and that's what the ship does. So you want to make sure not to change your watch.
And you could be late coming back if you don't watch your time.
Right.
It might be 4:30 ship, and you showing 3:30 or whatever, and then you come back late. So.
And we were warned while we were in Nassau about the rum. So if you've had a couple of rum drinks, the time goes away quickly. So you want to make sure that you keep an eye on your time.
The alcohol in the Bahamas is more potent
That's correct.
than in the United States.
Yeah, they make it in their own rum.
Exactly. So it's a little bit stronger. But we also talked about the expense of cruising. For us, we've cruised a lot, and we've done land tours, and we've done a lot of traveling.
We've done a lot of land tours.
But we feel like our cruises are cheaper than other vacations because your food is included. You go to different locations. You get to see several different islands. The entertainment's on. They have guitar players, violin players. They have games. They have country music, soul music. Anything that you want is really pretty much on this ship. Movies, you can take the kids to movies. There's what's the park for the kids where they have the games and all? They have that for the children.
The warehouse.
So they have multiple things for all age, all ranges.
And you had to pay for all that. Just food alone, if you're a week going out to restaurants and doing, oh my God, breakfast, because it could really add up in traveling. You got rental cars, whether you're traveling in, going to shows, paying for all that. It can get really expensive. Cruising to us has been very economical in the end.
And we've seen a lot of beautiful, beautiful places.
Oh my God, yeah.
And there's other kinds of food. You don't have to eat in on the Lido deck, which is like a cafeteria style where a lot of people eat. They have other choices. They have hamburgers, pizza. It's going to appeal to a lot of different people, not just people, adults like us.
You'll find something you like.
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly. Right.
All right, now we're going to hear from Ron. Hit it, Ron.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the beaches in the Caribbean. You'll find that some are rocky in particular, depending on what beach you go to. Some are quite sandy, but even when you get in the water a little further, you might encounter some rocks. So I recommend you maybe bring good water shoes. Certainly. I know I like to snorkel and also scuba dive. I would recommend that if you like to snorkel, that you bring at least a mask and a snorkel, or you can actually buy one on the ship, because you see a lot of fish out there, particularly around the coral are and the seaweed and stuff like that. So this last trip we did at the I guess it was not Bimini, but Freeport. They had a nice beach we went to, and I saw a lot of schools of fish around the coral, the big coral and everything. And you don't even need the flippers, to be quite honest. You're out there floating, just having a great time, and so that's important. It really is. It's a fun time when you can get in the water and enjoy yourself. The best cabin to pick. We're talking about the least amount of movement is at the ship's center, and actually a lower level or a lower deck would be the least amount of movement as opposed to the upper deck.
Right. Now, I just want to bring this down. Ron, you were in the Navy how many years?
29 years active duty.
And you were on a few ships on the Navy. So you're used to the up and down. And where's
I've
that
been on
the
a submarine, a nuclear aircraft carrier, a helicopter carrier.
So where's the place on the boat is the least movement?
Well, the least movement would be the center line, one of the lower decks. Because if you're on an upper deck and the ship is listing, or if it's pitching and it's rolling and so forth, you're going to experience greater rolls and greater pitching on one of the upper decks. So, absolutely center line, midships, lower level, lower deck would be. However, there's a few other tips too as far as the best cabin. That would be not necessarily near an elevator, not near the party areas, the party decks, the atrium, where a lot of different bands are playing and shows are happening and that kind of thing. So you might experience some more of that below the sports deck or something like that, right below the sports deck where they're playing basketball or whatever, that kind of thing. And also, one of our choices is to try to get a cabin near the Lido deck, and the Lido deck is where the food is primarily. And it's usually midships to aft, and so that would be, and that happens to be a personal choice for us. And you don't always get your selection of cabins, and so that's another important aspect. A lot of times they're assigned.
Sometimes you pick it, sometimes it's assigned, depending on your pricing and how you book it. So.
Right, exactly. How about your credit cards? One of the important things is before you go on a trip to notify your credit card company regarding your travel plans. That way they can monitor it more accurately and make sure that if they see these charges at foreign countries and so forth, that they know that you're traveling and they expect that, and so there's no problems with it. A lot of times you can do that usually you can do it online. I
did mine online.
So that's an important way to do it. And that ensures that the card doesn't get declined. Talking a little bit about tipping, we always give a tip to the steward for the service that he gives to us or she gives to us during our cruise. And the preferred way to do it is actually tip them when the first day on board a little bit. And then, of course, at the end of the cruise. So spread it out a little bit. You might get a little bit more preferred, treatment, possibly not. But that is one way to do it. Another way to do it is at the very end.
But it's also included.
This is what we like to do that, but
this is not required.
That's right.
You do pay
it's not required.
tipping thing
It's automatic.
but we like to do it, and you get a little better service sometimes, don't you, Ryan? Y'all?
We feel like we do.
Yeah.
But you can also decline to do that, right, automatically.
Yeah, not everybody can afford to do that, but so it's included in your cruise
I'm not
price.
sure if you can decline
I don't think
that.
so anymore.
No,
Yeah.
maybe not now. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure about that.
Anyway, a little bit of tipping advice.
A little extra. And they need it. I mean, you help people out.
They work hard.
They work hard for it.
Yeah, and recommend if you can take some 5s, take some 1s.
Yeah, that's
take
a good
some
point.
10s. Because you
Small
have
bills.
opportunities to tip the servers at the restaurants if you get good service provided. If you happen to go on land excursions or whatever, usually the bus will take you somewhere and they'll expect possibly a tip, for the drivers.
Let's talk about that tip we just had the other day.
Oh yeah,
the guy passed the plate around.
That's the first time that's ever happened. Actually.
Yeah, if y'all like the trip, we're gonna pass a plate around, give us little tips.
We never had
Point
that.
being, bring some ones and some fives, some small bills, because sometimes you look at your wallet, you got 20s or something, because you're on the ship, you don't have anything small to give, so bring some small.
And you
Right.
always get change in the casino before
Yeah.
you go. So.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
All right, that's it. I hope some of these tips help you, especially first-time cruisers. Never been on a cruise. This video
Right.
will help them a lot, I think, anyway, to
Right.
what to expect and everything. So, anyway, appreciate all y'all coming along with us on our cruises. Don't forget to click like, comment below, share, and what I got to do?
Subscribe.
There you go. Subscribe to the
The
Gigmaster.
Gigmaster.
All right, we'll see you in the next adventure.